Max Verstappen,
Two.
What two? He killed it in Japan. Come on, guys.
Two, Max Verstappen.
As Formula 1 fans, y'all
When Max Verstappen wins.
y'all cannot disagree to the... Such an ass. Y'all can't disagree to the fact that he drove well throughout the weekend. Hi guys, welcome to episode 3 of our podcast on the Japanese Grand Prix. My name is Tanya and I'm a Max Verstappen fan.
My name is Sahil. I am a Hamilton fan and a Mercedes fan.
Hi, my name is Bhumit and I'm a Hamilton fan. Right now from black to red, so Ferrari for me.
Throughout the practice session, there was fire on the grass. And when he went through the grass, there was no fire.
I mean, I don't think so it would catch fire because there was a cold driver just ahead of him, so...
I really want to know, why do y'all hate Max Verstappen? What has he done to y'all that y'all hate him so much? And don't say Abu Dhabi 2021. No. That was not his fault.
It's just that he's too aggressive for no rhyme or reason. And just pushing people off the track. Not just Hamilton, but...
But he did not push off Lando. That was actually Lando's fault.
Which one?
The pit lane exit.
Oh, that was
Lando's
fault. I won't deny that.
He's too young, but he thinks way too much of himself and he doesn't respect elderly people, which is very bad.
What? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a fact. His Japanese Grand Prix was nothing but boring.
So boring.
Stopped Paul Ricard, the French Grand Prix. That used to be the most boring one.
Even Monaco used to be so boring.
More than the final race, the practice sessions were much more better.
Yeah.
Fire here, fire there, fire here, fire there.
There was not a single yellow flag, and there were 4 red flags in the P2.
Yeah.
There were some stats that said at the first turn, at the first when the race started, all the drivers were exactly in the same position, same line, without overtaking, no touching, nothing, and the brakes were used 10%. Overall.
It's a fast corner.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I was expecting a crash, someone doing something.
Yeah.
Everyone is maintaining their calm, composed nature. हाँ पीछे चलूँगा मैं.
Even Lance and Doohan didn't do anything.
Imagine. I was surprised Doohan finished the race. He did not finish the practice sessions, but I was surprised he finished the race. But yeah, I think our goat of the commentary box, Alex Jakes, he went on saying, "This is the most well-behaved start I've seen."
Yeah. The only harkat that actually happened was poor Carlos Sainz. What the hell? How can you fine him for coming late for the national anthem because the doctor already said that it was a medical emergency?
I was absent, ma'am, because of this.
To me, I think the FI would not leave a trace and take money.
Maybe Verstappen would have complained against him.
अबे चुप बैठ यार क्या Verstappen के पीछे
हर चीज पे complain तो करता ही है.
Of course, cry baby.
Hamilton fans are saying
Cry tapping.
Hamilton fans have the guts to say that Verstappen is a cry.
Hamilton stopped crying anymore.
But yeah, because anyway says anything to his.
He's trying to communicate.
Yeah.
भाई बोला क्या? करना क्या है?
Came on the I don't think he
Which
can talk.
sector, guys?
Yeah, I don't think he can talk to his race engineers anymore. So crying is still not happening.
The therapy sessions are still pending. Race engineers and drivers. And वहाँ पे बेचारा Bonington. He's adopted Kimi now. Yeah, good lad.
He's been performing damn well.
Yeah, 3 races as a rookie,
Yeah,
very good.
Very good.
Very good.
Is real.
Yeah, it is real.
Yeah.
I really thought that he's overhyped and Toto's just like whatever, but he is really good. I think he's world champion material for sure. In like 2027, he'll be number 1 driver.
They put the money and faith at the correct place, probably
Yeah.
as a rookie.
Yeah.
And Mercedes can develop him for
I
sure.
think they're consistent, finishing the races, getting points home. That's, I think, the best thing.
Yeah, if McLaren keeps on bottling up and has like 2-3 DNFs, then I won't be surprised if Mercedes actually even ends up winning the constructors because they're playing it safe with 2 amazing drivers.
They're developing the car well this year. Compared to the last year start, their cars are looking pretty good. Much better.
And this is without upgrades, so imagine what's going to happen post.
2026 is going to be epic for them. If they get the correct data, they get the correct feedback from the drivers. Mercedes can come back to those top.
Now they have Bottas again as an experienced driver, as their test driver. So that's going to count a lot because both of these guys are not so experienced as Bottas to give those feedbacks. That's better for them now.
Let's seriously talk about the McLaren strategy. What do you think went wrong and what do you think, according to you, should have happened?
I think they woke up at the wrong side of the bed. Best of their strategy. So I really feel that when they wanted to pit Piastri, that was a good call to undercut Max. But when they were thinking about Lando, they gave a dummy, and Lando stayed out. But they shouldn't have gotten him at the same lap as Verstappen. At least give him a chance to cover up that gap, come in the next lap, or do a lap before him. Going at the same time doesn't make sense. You're not going to be, and Red Bull's known for their fast pit stops, though this time it wasn't that fast, but it's known to be a fast pit stop crew. And why take that risk and miss out on the good chance of going ahead? Because I think both of them were at par at their speed, the race speed for Max and Lando. There was not much of a difference coming in. Once they were behind each other, I think it was a 1.3 second gap, and that's what was there for the whole time. He couldn't come under 1 second.
But do you think they should have switched Lando and Oscar's position?
They should have. They really should have, because Oscar was quicker than Norris. But again, I can give a benefit of doubt because Oscar was in the DRS zone with him. He was in the 1 second gap.
But then he's kept on saying throughout the lap, 2-3 times, that I'm quicker than Lando, and I think I can.
Because of that DRS,
But
because
there's
that's
only
one straight
DRS.
stretch,
No,
yeah.
one DRS.
So that's when he was closing up. Otherwise, if you go to see throughout the lap, he was building the distance. Norris was building that distance throughout. I think turn 6 until turn 12, he was actually getting that distance back. But later, Oscar was covering that up in the last chicane and the DRS stretch.
And then I just feel that probably what they could have done is that let Oscar pass. Let's see if he can actually, otherwise switch it back. No, anyway, it was the same position they were going to finish in.
I believe they are still trying to figure out. It's just 3 races down the line. They are more concerned with, as per what I'm seeing, they're more concerned with who's actually at the top of the constructors table. Continuing that, and then they will figure out maybe. Right now, also the gap is bare minimum. They can
but
do
it'll
it.
be too late. I won't be surprised if actually Max just takes lead next.
No, that I don't think
It's
so.
Bahrain.
No.
Even if he takes a lead in Bahrain, I think McLaren are mainly focused on the constructors more than the drivers' championship. It's at least for the half of the season, they're going to let the drivers figure who's on the lead, then support that driver.
I think their support is very obvious. It's Lando Norris.
No, not really.
Oh, you never know. Next race, if Piastri starts ahead of Lando, they'll support him.
Yeah, Mark Webber's not going to leave Zach Brown because there were like these photos and videos that came out where he was literally arguing with Zach Brown. And I feel that they should have switched Oscar at least for some time to see if he can catch Max. And if it doesn't, then get Lando back. It's
Just like giving a chance to him.
Yeah.
Fair chance.
Yeah.
How there was I don't remember which race was it, but between Hamilton and Bottas. So Hamilton was quicker than Bottas to go and I think catch Vettel that time, and he couldn't. So towards the end, they switched him back. I think they should just keep following that between all the teams.
Yeah.
I think that's the smartest way to go ahead.
Especially when you have 2 number 1 drivers, like they still haven't figured out, which I know by heart is Lando from McLaren, but still.
Because he's been there for a longer time, that's the only reason. Because racecraft, I think both of them are at par. Probably Piastri is a little better than Lando.
Finally.
Probably.
Finally.
Yeah.
First podcast, both of y'all said that Lando was better, and I was the only one supporting Oscar. But I feel Oscar's.
See, Lando is good in a way where he has that experience and he's learned how to get his calm and not make silly mistakes. Oscar still does.
No, it's the other way around, I feel.
No.
Lando
Did you not
can't
see?
make silly
Did you not see Melbourne? Melbourne, honestly.
But both of them went wide.
So, and who came out in a good shape?
I was like following the first one. Tune kiya, maine kiya.
No, but I feel that Lando is definitely the one who bottles more than Oscar for sure. Even this pit lane exit thing was Lando.
he tried.
I
Yeah,
felt
which
it was
was
a
a
very
very wrong
unsafe
try.
release also.
For McLaren?
Yeah. Because it was right there and they just left him as if he could catch him and go a little ahead or whatever that was. And then all of a sudden, because Max didn't give him space and Max was there. He was ahead. He was right. He was correct. So he was ahead. So he tried doing, but he shifted towards the.
What if something like this happens that they support Lando now, but okay, I'm not saying because I'm a Max fan, but Max wins championship. So Lando's chances gone this year also. Will they actually like support Oscar then because they have no choice? Like they've given 2 years to Lando with Oscar, Lando bottled.
The best approach towards this is let them race the way they are, 10 races, Whoever's on the top of the table compared to the two drivers, just support them.
Yeah, but then if they keep on doing a strategy which is favoring Lando, then I don't think Oscar can do anything.
They've not been doing any strategies that have been favoring Lando because it's about the position. If Lando's in front, then he gets a priority for the strategy. If Oscar's in front, he gets a priority for the strategy. It's always been the case, I think, in majority of the teams.
Also, at times, you can see the last race itself, they fucked up with the strategy.
Exactly. Even last season, they fucked up quite a few strategies and they gave preference to
Be it any driver who's ahead or something, if McLaren doesn't sort that out, the minor, sometimes, whatever fuck-ups that they do with the strategies and everything, then it's going to create issues and it's going to cause problems.
And Charles are definitely going to take advantage of it. Sure, Ferrari is not...
They are ready to pounce. They are ready to pounce.
Oh, how can you forget the number one pouncer? Russell.
Yeah, Russell is on podiums. Somehow he didn't come this...
That was my question. How do you guys feel?
About Russell not being on
Yeah, he was waiting throughout the race.
One person makes
one yellow flag.
It feels like when I see that podium and they're taking up the trophies and everything, my eye has already set an image of Russell on third. हाँ वही है वहाँ पे है. Yeah, is there?
मतलब first, second, बाद में fourth, fifth से देख लो, third इसको देख के रख लो.
Again, he didn't get a chance, as you said. There's no yellow flag. There's nothing.
He was waiting for that luck thing to happen somehow.
I think now he has to get used to racing and not rely on luck.
Same time, so we talking about Russell and say Mercedes. Felt good to see Kimi for a bit as a race leader, and he was the youngest now in the history.
That's what they were saying. If he wins, if he would win Japanese Grand Prix, he would actually beat Max at being the youngest driver. This was the only race he could do it.
I see Kimi on top for a couple of seconds, like a race leader, this, that, and everything. And second, I'm like Hamilton. I'm like, nice.
तेरा दिन बन गया.
I was like, yeah, boy.
I think now we've converted ourselves into those typical Ferrari fans. एक दिन होएगा, आएगा एक दिन.
आएगा.
Next season.
वरना हम 6-7 हाँ ठीक है, okay.
Do you guys think what is happening with Ferrari?
Whatever's been happening, it's been happening since years. Nothing new. I've learned the Ferrari way now.
Am I slow? Yes. Where? Slow किधर हूँ? कितने से हूँ? बता तो दे.
नहीं too slow.
हाँ too slow है बस.
You figure that out.
But this Hamilton hype was so much. Okay, I'm not hating on him, just talking about it as the Hamilton hype was so much that honestly I thought I'm going to see a Max and Hamilton fight like 2021 where Hamilton might just take it in the bag. Honestly, I thought he would. This season, Ferrari is going to be fourth in constructors.
Wait. Manifesting. Going to Bahrain, seeing Ferrari win. Wow.
Actually, it's Charles' track.
Yeah.
It's a fast track and he kills it in Bahrain.
I don't know why I have a very strong feeling this again. So now it's like Max has let loose. Somehow he's got this first streak of winning. He's got the taste of winning now. He will go for podium, first, second, third. He will aim for it. He will fight for it. But I still feel Leclerc for Bahrain should do something.
McLaren cars and the Ferraris, they are really good at their straight line speeds. Bahrain needs that. Red Bull isn't that great right now, the straight line speed compared to these two. And Mercedes and Red Bull are at the same level. So it's going to be a tough thing for Max to get that lap.
Yeah, but it only depends on like if the drivers actually make a mistake, if any kind of strategy goes wrong or anything, because we know, see again I'm saying Max does not make mistakes.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, and others kind of.
I want at least 100% entertaining Grand Prix in Bahrain. Not like the Japanese one.
Dude, I was surprised by Albin. He's the most calm person on a radio generally. He was a crybaby this time.
Why are we seeing every driver being so aggressive with their race engineers every race? Is there something happening that we don't know about?
I think can be taken into consideration where it's all back-to-back races and they're not getting that rest. They're sleepless nights. Probably all of them are cuckoo in their head now because of that. You never know.
Yeah.
It's a hectic year now this time. There's no summer break.
Yeah.
Have you seen also the way the drivers are coming? New thing. Okay. I find my seat moving.
Bichara Isaac, his balls were stuck in the seat belt.
Like what the hell?
But he came in points, guys.
Yeah, he got points.
On a track like
because his balls were stuck.
His balls were on fire, bro.
he was like, I need to finish the race ASAP. and get out of here.
The team like, if you don't score points, we are not unlocking your balls.
Cool. I'm so happy with like Ollie Behrman. I loved seeing his father in the garage with that smile. Like, oh my god. I feel with Red Bull, you know what is the problem right now? That they have designed the car according to Max, that no other driver is being able to drive it. And that is why every second driver is struggling, because it is for Max Verstappen. Either they make the car according to what Yuki had in VCARB so that he can at least be accustomed to what he's driving, and have like two different setups for two different drivers.
Just imagine the whole scenario. They swapped right now. Yuki's come to Red Bull. Lawson's gone to VCARB. At the same time, Lawson is coming ahead of Yuki somehow, and Red Bull that second car feels like cursed.
It's not cursed. I think it's for Max. And if you can
like both the cars are for
Max.
Max.
Yeah.
What is he, the Ajay Devgan? One tongue either, one tongue either.
The thing is, they have been getting all the data from Max only.
Yeah.
Because they've been changing all the second drivers. So obviously, they have to rely on his data and his inputs, where they're not taking the save for the second driver.
Yeah.
As soon as I believe Max leaves Red Bull, Red Bull will be where Alpine is this season.
Yeah.
100%.
Khatam kahani.
What about
No wings.
Yeah. What about the rumors? Do you think Max will go to Mercedes?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I think it's a Aston Martin for me.
Might be Aston Martin or just stick to Red Bull still.
I don't think it's going to be Red Bull, because Red Bull management is only so negative at this point that I don't think he wants to be. Mercedes, though, I don't see happening at all.
The Mercedes, it shouldn't even happen, because they're still, the way they're trying to make Kimi adapt and make him feel like a family, and they're growing him, there's good progress and everything, they should stick to him.
But they're
as
going
well
to
as
remove George. They're obviously not going to remove Kimi.
but George, say for example, if the way George is at least coming third in out of XYZ races, he's even getting half of the time on the podium.
Consistent.
Yeah.
He's more consistent.
But I feel that's because Ferrari doesn't have the car right now. Once
Even
they
if
are.
Ferrari had the car last year. George was still in the top 5.
But I think Sainz and Charles were really at
They
it.
were at it.
Yeah. This time, though, they're not there only.
This time not there, and if you're talking about science is just taking a longer period of time to adapt. Maybe
But that
it's
also
bad.
shows,
It's
yeah.
bad. I feel sad for him, really honestly.
But honestly, that also shows how much it takes for a driver to adapt to a new Formula 1.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
Change
as
of team
easy,
all of a sudden.
It's not as easy as we
Went from a Ferrari environment to a Mercedes driven car.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be difficult. It's a different ecosystem. It's a different car. It's a different engine.
Yeah.
So it's a smaller team as well. So you don't have those many personnel to help you throughout.
Exactly. And that's why I think with Albon, because Sainz is in the team, he's giving his inputs, Albon feels more confident, he's doing a better job, and probably Sainz is just figuring it out. And I think this year, next year, though, he will not perform as good. 2027 maybe.
You never know.
Next year, sure. I hope.
You never know next year.
Next year, sure.
All the teams are heavily invested in the next year cars, and it's going to be surprising to see the whole grid next year.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
You even never know. Maybe science might just jump up.
Hope so. Really hope
Yeah.
so.
Let's talk about the scenario. Say for example, this can also be a case where the whole season Red Bull is still trying to figure out who's the second driver. Nobody's actually performing, and they try to give Sainz a chance.
I feel Sainz is not going to come in Red Bull. I don't know why. I feel he has beef with Red Bull.
Whichever driver has that hunger of being the number one driver will never go to Red Bull, because it's not going to work for them that way.
Unless they know that Verstappen is leaving in 27 to go somewhere else for sure. Then I think all the drivers will jump for a Red Bull seat.
It will be a good amount of shuffle again in next year's lineup.
Next year's is other 27.
Yeah, 27.
No, I'm talking about if Verstappen announces Verstappen's
Yeah.
going, then it will be a shuffle up.
The way I have written.
Yeah.
100%. But if not Aston, then where do you think Verstappen will go?
Home.
I think Verstappen might not retire in 26. I have a feeling maybe 28. He will do 2 more seasons, but only if he has a team like Aston.
You mean retire? I mean retire from the sports itself?
Yeah,
Why?
anyway, he's said in many interviews that he's not interested in winning championships anymore. He wants to be with his family. He has many business ideas. And he's invested a lot in rally racing. He has his own team called Verstappen.com.
But that's okay. But I don't think so. He's going to do that. He
No,
will
he
stay.
said it openly that I'm not interested.
He'll stay on.
There have been people who've been like, okay, we are retiring and one season, take our season back and come back.
Sure. But I think, or maybe he can also do this where he's like, 2026, I'll see the regulations, then I'll choose a team in 27. You never know. I mean,
He's
there
a
are too many
4 times
possibilities.
champion. He can aim for matching 7 times maybe. He has that capacity. I am agreeing to that, no problem. But at the
Wow.
but that
Me too.
no, I'm
Wow,
just saying
surprised.
I'm just saying this from a sports perspective. That he shouldn't be like, okay, 2026, 2028, I'm gonna retire. No, he still has so many years
Yeah.
with him. He's young. He's very young.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he leaves. He will put Red Bull to the deathbed.
Yeah, of
There's
course.
nothing.
There is nothing.
Then after that,
Red Bull can then start hiring people like Sainz, Russell, Oscar.
Oscar is someone I can see going to Red Bull for sure.
Quite possible.
Yeah, Oscar I can see going to Red Bull. And Oscar in science I think would
Oh, you have Colapinto in the reserve as well.
Oh, yeah.
Even he might come in.
I think Colapinto and Oscar would also be a cool pair. Both of them are very,
Both of them are again aggressive.
And I think both of them are very understanding. Like Colapinto knows that, okay, I've been number 2 driver for a couple of years, learn from Oscar, learn from Red Bull. Let Oscar do his
He's
thing.
the learning
And
curve,
yeah,
right?
I think he's someone who will also accept that I need to learn more than just jump to be.
I think Lawson learned it the hard way that he needs to learn.
Isaac and Oscar I think would be a good pair. Isaac also seems very like,
He has that one of those early vibes of Albon, the calm vibe and everything.
unless Red Bull mentally might.
again, I mean, for the rookies, I would just say it's too early to say.
Yeah,
Too
it is
early.
They're
actually.
performing good, at least. Majority of them. Now let's see what Lawson does with V-Carb and how Doohan comes up anymore.
Yeah, Japanese Grand Prix was pretty interesting. I'm very excited for Bahrain though. Who do you
Japanese was interesting.
think? Interesting as in like with the team dynamic.
Ah,
I'm not
okay.
saying the race wise,
Boring.
but we came to know a lot in general.
was interesting for just because she heard the Dutch national anthem.
Two.
That's Max Verstappen anthem, not
It's not thu. First of all, अब बहुत हो गया.
बोल फैन है बोल
क्या?
क्या नेशनल एंथम था
Do.
नेशनल एंथम बोला
You all remember our last podcast? I told you all I'm missing it, and then I played the national anthem, and you all walked out on me, and then I heard it.
दिस इज द प्रोजेक्ट पोडियम आलिया भट्ट
What?
हाँ नेशनल एंथम बोला तेरे को तो डू कहाँ से आ गया डच नेशनल एंथम है ना वो अब बोल
You all are so mean. Yeah. Today only someone was calling me Ananya also.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're making such similar expressions. बोलेगा ही कोई नहीं ठीक है.
I'm the older one just saying, guys. She's the one who copied me. I was born first, and this is me. हाँ.
Sue कर दे.
Simply lovely. Just
Sue.
simply lovely. Anyway, who do you think is going to win in Bahrain?
I wish for Ferrari to come up on the podium.
Yeah, even I want to see Ferrari, on podium.
At least second or third for sure. I don't think they're going to win, but second or third for sure. I think it's going to be Norris.
I have a feeling it's going to be Oscar.
See, the thing is, no, everyone has practiced in Bahrain. Your
Yeah.
pre-season practice has happened in Bahrain. Everyone's so used to and fresh with those corners and that whole lap. They've done around 300, 400 laps per person at least. So it should be interesting when no one bottles up.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very aggressive race is what I feel.
And you're going to Bahrain. Fucking ass, I hate you. Such an asshole, yaar.
Project Podium live for Bahrain. Don't see her.
You were going to take the Instagram handle and go live over there for sure. 100%.
And whenever Max goes, I said, oh, sorry, technical glitch.
Just pause the live that time.
Actually, a lot of people on Instagram on Projekt Podium don't like Max and obviously love Hamilton and Charles. And I think when you take over Project Podium,
You should do that.
I will. Project Podium.
Going live in Bahrain.
oh my god, I'm
Getting
so
Max out of the
stressed. I'm so stressed.
All of a sudden in that pit lane walking everything, I see Max Verstappen ka garage and everything. I'm like, guys, this is... Oh, no, not this one, sorry. This one.
I'm going to give you the letter.
Yuki dikha dunga.
I'm going to...
I think we'll change the whole following.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching our podcast and I just hate these... This should be my position with your...
Why are you turning into Russell now and closing it?
Yeah, this should be my position.
आ गई ना Mercedes में.
No,
Red
no,
Bull
no,
fan.
No.
Verstappen Red Bull fan.
No. Anyway, thank you. We will see you for the Bahrain podcast.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Like, share and
Subscribe.
Supper, scrubbers. Haven't you seen that video?
Hey, Verstappen fan.
Haven't you seen that? Oh my god, you're out. He can't do this. It's not 2-2-2-2, guys. I don't like y'all anymore.